So tonight's question, how can you get an ISFP out of decay, also known as depression, basically? A lot of people don't realize that unconscious focus folk are actually they're quite depressed. It's all about depression ultimately is what unconscious focus is. We have a pharmaceutical industry, a psychiatric industry that works really hard to treat depression. But depression is just an effect, it's not actually a cause. And trying to understand unconscious focus and how to actually improve people's lives, because psychiatric care does not exactly improve people's lives. I mean, they stick a Band-Aid on it, temporary solution or whatever, but it's not always a permanent fix. So, depressed ISFPs, what do you do? What do you do when they're unconscious focused? Well, let's examine why they're unconscious focused again. It's really because they have a severe lack of generosity in their life. And the thing is that an ISFP in that position has had things taken from them over time. You know what the worst thing actually to take from an ISFP? The worst thing, especially an ISFP woman. You know what the worst thing is? Her innocence, especially when it comes to her virginity. Actually, that's a real quick way to make an ISFP woman super stressed out, super depressed. Reduce her value physically, such that it's something that she'll never get back in her life, which kind of sucks. Especially, when statistically, a woman who has sex with 3 or more men has a 78% chance of divorcing you. What's up, man?
You're on live right now?
Yeah.
What are you talking about?
I'm a mind reader, that's what I'm talking about.
You're a mind reader?
Yeah.
Oh.
Who are you mind reading?
Huh?
Who are you mind reading?
I'm not mind reading anyone now unless you want to be on the show.
Let's do it.
Read my mind.
Can we be on the show?
Well, you can. Let me get the microphone ready.
All right.
Yeah.
It's like TikTok live?
No, YouTube.
Oh.
Okay.
What? Sorry.
We're all on YouTube. Who's first?
Me.
You're first. All right. Go ahead and put it on.
Where?
That's how you clip it.
Okay. Okay, ready.
All right, cool. Got some contestants already, folks. Good times.
Did you just start?
Yeah,
All right.
I did. Yeah, so I'm Chase. That's my name.
Okay.
I'm Brooklyn.
Yeah, so the audience likes it when you introduce yourself and tell a little bit about who you are, what you do, what's your thing,
I'm Brooklyn. I don't know what else to say.
What do you do for a living?
Oh, I work as a customer service rep.
For what?
Auto body shop.
So, auto body shop. Are you talking like a chop shop, or are you talking like...
Like cars.
Oh, okay, no shit.
Well, what do you...
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a chop shop.
It's a shop.
shop. Abra Auto Body. I probably shouldn't say that online. Whatever.
Right. You can say whatever you want.
It's for collision repair.
Okay, collision repair, cool. How'd you land that job?
I actually took my car there to get repairs, and then they offered it to me.
Just you're that bubbly customer that just walked in. It's like, hey guys,
Yeah.
Here's my car.
I'm not
I
bubbly at all,
I
but
kind of
they liked
crushed
me.
that up, and I wrecked it, so they fix it.
Yeah.
And they just sit down in there, and they'd be like, hey, we'd like to offer you this job. Just kind of random. Is that really what happened?
Yeah. We talked for an hour because I ended up going to the wrong place. And so we were trying to figure out where I'm supposed to go, and then she just asked if I was looking for a job, and I said yeah.
Okay.
That's how I got it.
Fair enough. How long have you been doing that?
2 months.
A whole 2 months. So what did you do before then?
Oh, coffee. I was a barista.
Oh, like a barista. Okay. Wait a minute. Are you like one of those Starbucks baristas,
No.
or was it one of those drive-through on the side of the road type of
Drive
things?
through.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. Were you at Dutch Brothers?
No.
Oh, okay. You probably never worked there, right? They don't.
No.
Is it true they don't even pay people there?
I don't know. I don't work there.
All right. Fair enough.
I don't
That's
know.
fine. All right. Cool.
What's next?
Got any pets?
Yeah, I have a husky and a Rottweiler. Mixes.
And a ferret.
And a ferret and a bearded dragon. And that's it.
That's a lot of animals.
Yep.
Why do you have so many animals?
We like animals.
She's a freak.
She's a
I almost
freak.
got a cat today.
You almost got a cat today.
Yeah.
From Green Bluff.
Green Bluff cat.
Don't air it out.
Right. All right, cool. All right, so you ready for your reading?
Yep.
All right, cool. Oh, I have to ask, how old are you though?
21.
21. So wait a minute, is this like your birthday night?
No.
Okay.
I wish it was.
That'd be a little weird.
Yeah, no.
All right, cool. You in a relationship with this guy?
Yeah.
I figured.
How did you fucking know that?
Yeah, let's expose your guys' relationship too.
I don't care.
Yeah,
How
it'd
did
be
you know
fun.
that?
Oh, I just know shit. I'm a psychic. Come
Okay,
on.
read my mind.
I am. Let's do this. All right, folks. What's your name again?
Brooklyn.
Brooklyn. What's your name, sir?
Why do you know this?
Nope, that's not how it works.
I'm James.
James. All right, cool, man.
Yeah. you
James
said
in
right on
Brooklyn.
mine.
Yeah. How old are you, bro? Dope. You're both 21.
Yeah.
Awesome. And real quick, how did you guys meet?
We were neighbors, actually.
Yeah.
Neighbors, girl next door shit. Nice.
I was the
nice.
girl.
Did you like, role play that movie out, just
No.
say? Oh, okay. I mean, he's all about that shit, so may as well.
I guess so. You're
Yeah.
the mind reader.
All right, cool. All right, let's do this. All right, so this woman is all about how everyone feels all the time. All about what they value, all about what everyone likes, got to get people what they like all the time. But then she's all about what she wants. Very willful. It's like, I want this, I want that all the time.
No, I'm not
Everything. Huh?
needy. I'm not needy.
I never said that.
Okay.
But you definitely are all about what you want, to the point where you're so critical about what other people want, because it's like, hey, here I am being really responsible with my choices. Why the hell is everyone else being super mega irresponsible with their choices? And then you just kind of assume that everyone else is going to make a bad choice, and you assume that you're the one who can make the best choice in that moment, which is not always true, but hell
You're
yeah.
just stereotyping girls.
Oh my god.
But
Got
her
it?
fear. Oh, let's not talk about her fear. Let's talk about the thing that makes her happy. Being memorable. This woman is like totally dope at like if she applies herself, cooking, throwing parties.
I don't throw parties, but I'm good.
But you could.
I sure
And you do really good. The problem is that let's say you have a bunch of people come
I
over,
have
just
no
one person makes one little complaint, makes you feel real small, real quick. Because you work so hard to give everyone such a memorable experience, so you be so memorable all the time. Everyone's got to be comfortable. Everyone's got to remember this. Hopefully, they treasure it forever. All those types of things. I totally get it. Yeah, but then your fear. What are you afraid of?
Heights.
You're afraid of not being listened to the point where you're actually really dismissive. Always expecting everyone else to listen to you, but you seldom listen to anybody.
Jaden, I think you're next.
Damn, he's good.
Okay, let's move on to Jaden.
Move on. You scared already? I'm not even done.
I'm scared.
I'm not even 1/4 of the way done. I haven't even given you
Fast
the.
forward to the end.
No. None of that outcome bullshit. You got to go through the journey, because then
No,
you're
I
gonna get
skip
something amazing
forward.
at the end. I'm saving the best for last. All the good shit. You got to get through the bad shit first, and then the good shit.
I need a drink, and then we'll continue this talk.
So here's your worry, though. You worry about not being worthy enough, not being good enough. You worry that sometimes you're a bad person. This is why you overcompensate with giving to other people on a regular basis to prove to yourself that you actually are a good person. You got to be real careful about that, because people can take advantage of you.
Oh,
And they
all
can
the
guilt
time.
you into doing things that you really shouldn't be doing, or something that you don't want to be doing. Like pity
Like
sex.
coming out tonight, how I didn't want to do that.
Yeah, or pity sex. That's another problem.
No, don't
So-
do that.
Well, but people like you have that issue, so I'm just saying. So from there, you also have to make sure that, we already talked about how you're critical towards other people's choices, already did that, but you're also misforgetful. You gotta write things down all the time. So make sure that you have a notepad, or at least you're using your notes on your phone on a regular
I do.
basis,
It's full.
because your memory is terrible. This guy's memory is actually the best out of everyone present.
No,
Yeah,
he
actually
doesn't know
it
left
is.
and right. And directions.
Direction-wise, I'm not the best, but
Directions I can get around
He
anywhere.
remember, but here's the thing, he remembers all the things for you. It's like, oh, you lose your phone or whatever, he'll find it.
No, that's
you know?
opposite. It's 100% opposite. Yes, no.
but when you lose it, who finds it? Not you.
Yeah, exactly. So you remember all the things. Now, what makes you super happy? Well, I mean, naturally, you're a natural teacher, a natural mentor. You actually help people on a regular basis because you very much care. You go out of your way. But your deadly sin is pride, and you can let your pride take over if you're not careful. And sometimes you walk around being afraid that you might actually be stupid or not know what you're talking about. And that's why people calling you stupid actually hurts you the most. So you cover it up with pride. So you got to be careful with that. Instead, you should actually learn to be as humble as possible. Why? Because You're this person who eventually will be in this position of authority, who is able to teach other people skills or certain knowledge and confer that upon other people. But in order for you to be this great teacher, this great mentor, you need to humble yourself to realize that you have to be the student 100% of the time, or at least 80% of the time be the student, so that you can be the teacher 20% of the time to actually help people properly, which is what you're supposed to be doing in life, is actually helping people.
Yes.
Ultimately, as is your purpose, right?
Right.
But beyond that, just be careful with that pride. Careful.
Well done.
You have to listen more than you speak. Be slow to speak and quick to listen, and then you'll be way more successful in your life, I promise.
Slow to speak.
All right, let's do Mr. James, then we'll talk about your guys' relationship.
Do you want to, babe?
Sure.
I want to drink.
Yeah, after that. Here you go, sir.
Right.
Guys, not a cool guy. I think
Oh,
he should go.
that's because you elect yourself the truth teller and you don't like being told the truth yourself. Good times. All right, step right up, sir.
All right.
Babe, should I go get? Oh, I can't bring a drink out here.
No.
You can bring out a club soda with lime with a travel cup. They'll let you do that.
I don't got anything put in it.
And no, they'll give you like a to-go cup. You just say to-go cup. They'll give it to you like a little plastic cup,
She's
and
trying
they're
to get some
obligated. They're obligated to give it to you.
She's trying to get some liquor.
I understand that.
I don't have any liquor to put in that.
I'm not telling you to put liquor in it, but whatever. My God. All right, Mr. James, step right up.
Yes,
All right,
sir.
so this is the man for the job, always. He wants to be the man for the job all the time. He wants to be chosen for any particular situation that he can handle it. This guy is Mr. Last Man Standing. No matter what he does, he endures, he perseveres, he gets through, he exudes strength. He is actually one of the strongest people here on the street down here tonight. Ideal for being a firefighter, ideal for being a police officer, even jumping out of helicopters, saving lives. This is the guy that you call for that situation. It's pretty awesome to be able to do that for people. He's willing to lay down his life and sacrifice and make the ultimate risk of having the ultimate sacrifice for other people for their benefit to ensure that they actually have a future. He's the guy that's going to get you with the jaws of life out of the freaking car. That's who this man is, right? Part of his identity. So he's very loyal, very hyper loyal. He remembers all the things, even some of the facts that people don't really remember, because it's like, hey, I'm just remember this. It might be useful later. Who knows?
Yeah.
But he goes out of his way to keep track of everything as much as possible, which is pretty awesome. Nice that you keep track for all the people, because a lot of people don't. He has a very valuable opinion because he keeps track to the point where he can see trends very easily and understand and guide other people's thinking so that they're thinking properly, so that they're not being stupid. Because if people are being stupid, they're not being safe, and this man is Mr. Safety. He cares about safety big time. He's always working to keep other people safe consistently because he is Mr. Reliable. He is the rock. That and without him as the rock, nothing is going to work out for them. You know. He's also a very principled fellow. He knows exactly how he feels, what he values. He makes decisions by weighing everything out in his head.
Same.
Yeah. And then from that perspective as well, his fear, though, he is afraid of not being wanted. He's afraid of not being desired. He's afraid of not being chosen. He likes to be the first person who is looped in and called when it comes like, hey, we're going to have some good times. He wants to be the guy who is called, who's always included. He does not want to be discluded from that perspective because he wants to be as desirable as possible. His worry, however, he worries about his own personal performance. He also worries about other people's performance, inhibiting his vibe or the vibe of the people that he's with.
Okay.
Because their performance has to matter appropriately. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah.
So
What
then,
is next?
so then he's also very critical towards his own thinking. Sometimes maybe in his youth he may have actually believed it for a little bit of time that he was stupid, but that's not the issue. The issue is that he's trying to make sure that his beliefs are always, don't touch my phone. His beliefs are always in line with his thoughts, that what he knows is true also matches his beliefs. And he works very hard and spends a lot of time thinking to make sure that that is how that goes, right? And then from there, what you're unaware of, social norms, social rules, social etiquette, kind of bites you in the butt. But that's where Brooklyn comes in. She actually helps you navigate those situations to help you be more social with people, because she's aware of what people like, but you're not aware of what people like. You're aware of what you like, and that's what she likes about you, but she's also helping you become more aware of how other people and what they like and how what they value also matters, and it's not just what you value in those particular situations.
Okay.
The worst part about you is you have a tendency to play it too safe. You need to learn how to take risks, and not just risks with other people, risks by yourself. You have to realize that you're the strongest motherfucker out there, which means if you do take risks, you can handle the consequences yourself instead of being afraid of those consequences. You can actually handle that on your own. You're strong enough to be able to do it. So just take the time, wait out, and if you're concerned, well, guess what? Ask other people what they think about it. Ask them if it is a choice that they would make first. So you're armed with that information. That way, at least you feel safer to be able to make that choice and take that risk. Because here's the thing. You may think that being a strong-ass motherfucker is what actually makes you desirable, or the one who has the most experience makes you the most desirable. That's not true. It's actually your ability to take risks and deal with the consequences, whatever they may be. That is actually what makes you desirable. So always keep that in mind. It's about your capacity to take risks. It has nothing to do with your personal strength. So you increase your strength for the purpose of taking risks, and then you become desirable as a result of that, right? So the thing that you want more out of life more than anything is justification. You want to make sure that all of your choices are justified, right? Such that, because you live life from this perspective, who's allowed to get away with what when? Who's allowed to do with what when? Which rules are we able to break when and why? And is it the right thing to do? That kind of thing. You want to make sure that you're always aligned with the right thing to do, that you always have that justification. But because of that, your deadly sin is wrath. Sometimes you feel justified being angry, and you can get pretty angry. You don't strike me as an outwardly wrathful person, though. So here's the thing. It's all about accountability. You strike me as the kind of guy that points the finger at yourself before you point the finger at everybody else. Because you want to make sure that your character is aligned in a certain area, that you're good first. Then you will point the finger at other people, but only after that's actually happened, right? And then also, you're the walking excuse generator, making excuses for everybody else, absolving them of their wrongdoing. But that's what they love about you. That's your living virtue. It's absolution. You give that to other people. They love that about you.
Make people happy.
Exactly. It's how you make them happy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And here's the thing. One of the things about people like you, y'all get stuck chasing after money. Don't prioritize money. Prioritize saving lives, right?
Do you know what ISTG means?
Yeah, we could talk about that later. So, now you guys' relationship. Brooklyn, you might want to pay attention to this.
I'm listening.
I doubt that.
No, pay the fuck attention.
I want them to tell me what ISTG means.
Look it up on goddamn Google.
Should I?
That's great advice.
Does it actually?
No, it doesn't. All right, so you're all about your comfort. She is all about your comfort. She's all about what she thinks. You're all about what she thinks. She's all about what she wants. You're all about what she wants. You give her options all the time, right? That kind of a thing, right? You guys have what's known as the natural pair. It's actually the number one best relationship that's for long-term relationship. It's also the best one to invest in terms of marriage.
Wait,
Absolutely is the best. So based from that perspective.
Okay.
Thing is, though, there's some pitfalls. The pitfalls is that she's got to watch out for her pride. You got to watch out for your anger, and always make sure that you communicate. Here's another pitfall. You guys can enable each other into the ground if you're not careful. You see, like homeless couples sometimes.
Yeah.
It's natural pairs, man, because they enable each other that much. They're willing to go homeless with each other. You know what I'm saying? Don't enable down, enable up. Be that man of strong moral fiber, that character, be that rock, and always push upwards, not downwards.
That's good advice right there.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, it means.
Problem is, though, is that people like you have a tendency to get into drugs and alcohol faster than most people, trying to numb the pain. And you actually, and she'll enable you in it, and you can actually take you both down with
We've
you.
been there, over it.
I don't drink
Good.
like that.
That's good. That's good.
But we've been there.
So anyway,
Been there, over it.
as I said, your guys' relationship is excellent. I highly recommend you stick with it indefinitely. And then just, if you have pitfalls, work through it, because no one's going to be able to work through it better than both of you.
Right.
So, Yeah.
All right, man. Well, I appreciate the advice.
Yeah, what about the third one here? It's her
Here
turn.
she goes. Jaden, it's all you.
No, it's
No, I'm okay.
I want to drink.
No, it's
I'm
your
okay.
turn.
It's all about what you want, apparently.
You give it back.
So what is the ITS?
I don't want it.
All right, we're done, man. We're getting some drinks.
What does ITSJ mean? You said you'd explain that.
Don't be so afraid of failure.
Yeah, stupid.
It'll
I think she's joking.
and don't be so paranoid either.
Okay, what is
Paranoid?
what is
About what?
ITSJ?
Worried about people not
I think
wanting
she's
you
joking.
anymore. Worried about people betraying you.
Come on.
Don't be so worried.
Okay.
Appreciate your time, man.
Enjoy yourself.
Brooklyn, let's go.
Anyway, back to the topic, right? The topic being ISFP depression, unconscious focus, okay? They're unconscious focus because they've had things taken away from them, and it's especially bad if it's their innocence that's been taken away from them. And when they have their innocence taken away from them, they end up taking the innocence away from other people when they're really, really deep in their depression. That's UDUF version of ISFP, which my heart goes out to them. I love ISFPs. They don't really like me very much, but I do love them. They show me the beauty of the world, and it helps me calm down my envy, deadly sin, and I become less vengeful, basically. Heart Temple, the Heart Temple vice is the vice of vengeance. Special thanks to Duggo to point that out. By the way, if you want to get on the Ego Hackers Discord server, discord.gg/egohackers, get into the community, and have fun with us. See if we have any other takers tonight as we continue doing what we do. So yeah, anyway, ISFP depression. And again, it's when they have had things taken away from them. Because when they're not depressed, they're in their subconscious focus. Subconscious focus means they're extremely generous. And if people have been generous to them their whole lives, they end up feeling like they should be giving back. And that's how important it is. They love having the opportunity of giving back. The thing is, though, a depressed ISFP, well, they're kind of on the take. They've had everything taken away from them for so long in their lives, or at least mostly recently, because cognitive focus is quite changeable, and going in and out of depression can change pretty easily when that happens. I mean, like, basically what I'm trying to explain to this audience is that, look, it is our responsibility to prevent unconscious focus, also known as depression, when it comes to the people closest to us in our lives. It's our responsibility. I mean, I've even had to make a couple of sacrifices for those closest to me, specifically to help them deal with unconscious focus so that they're no longer unconscious focus and getting back in closer to subconscious focus, or helping them maintain subconscious focus. Because sometimes, especially people in their youth, they're not able to maintain their subconscious focus by themselves. And this is also something that I've noticed about affiliative people. Affiliative people really struggle with unconscious focus and getting out of it, especially. That being said, the pragmatics, like ISFPs, really what the doctor ordered is a nice order of independence. Because why? If they've had everything taken away from them, they start questioning their purpose. And an ISFP who doesn't know their purpose or understand their purpose, they basically just start decaying. They just basically start blowing up, basically, like blowing up their life. And it really, really sucks. It sucks how that happens on a regular basis. And there's not really much we can do about it, right? So yeah. But yeah, they're questioning their purpose. So that's why ultimately that they get depressed. They're questioning their purpose. But here's the thing, like, in order for them to come back from unconscious focus, in order for them to come back from decay, in order for them to come back from despair, in order for them to come back from unconscious focus and get into subconscious focus, what they have to do is that they need to get to a point where it's like, hey, make sure that they have freedom, the freedom to explore their purpose, to re-explore, rediscover their purpose. But if they're stuck like at some dead-end job, they're just gonna be super idle, and they're going to go all super gluttonous, all super greedy. Consumption will become their life, basically. Greed will be on their life, and they'll always be on the take, and then they'll just numb themselves. Like, for example, I know an ISFP who is addicted to meth. I know an ISFP who is addicted to World of Warcraft, and that is his entire life. I actually dated a daughter of an ISFP man, and that's all he did was World of Warcraft. And it was really horrible for him and his family, and also his daughter. And him and I connected because I used to play that game for like 6 years when it consumed my life. When in my 20s, like an idiot. But remember, their virtue of vice, diligence versus idleness. The thing is, it's if an ISFP understands what their purpose is and they have the freedom to discover their purpose. Because like, when they have freedom and they don't know their purpose becomes discovering their purpose, and they're going to work hard to find what that purpose is, and they're going to be diligent about it. And then once they find their purpose as it is written, whatever your hands find to do it with all of your might. You know, so from that perspective, they'll be hyper diligent from there, and then just keep moving forward over and over and over, which is pretty cool. It's always a big deal. So don't disable the ISFPs in your life. Don't disable them. Don't enable them being on the take. Don't enable their greed. Don't enable their gluttony, those two deadly sins. Instead, give them the freedom and then hold them accountable with that freedom that you give them. Hey, I gave you freedom. I gave you independence. Go discover your purpose. Make that your purpose. And then when you finally find your purpose, go all out for it. I know this one ISFP who's in the community. Great dude. Shout out to Mr. John Fury. He explained to me that his purpose was going to be his coffee brand and his coffee shop, and you know, being a coffee roaster and all. And he's Mr. Coffee and learning all the ins and outs of all the coffee. And I thought that was absolutely brilliant. I love it. I love every time he's talking coffee all the time, and that's absolutely fantastic. You know, so, and he's diligent about it, right? He's very diligent about it. And I will continue to encourage and enable him in that diligence as he's going in that direction. So it's a really big deal. The other thing is too, is like, as soon as they are in their purpose, when they're subconscious focused, they're able to access their ENTJ subconscious, and they're able to, you know, basically become amazing entrepreneurs and innovate in systems, innovate in processes, innovate on assembly lines, innovate in business, and really be mega hospitable. One of my most favorite ISFPs in town, shout out to Mr. Paul, who is the proprietor at the venue that we have chosen for EgoCon this year. EgoCon is this coming weekend. It is literally a week from today, EgoCon. So, man, the Ego Hackers are coming out here for EgoCon. We're doing our pub crawl out here. And then also we have our event at his venue the following day, which is going to be excellent. And I'm very, very excited. Like a PSA here with how our psyches work with mind-altering substances. If you have a stim, and that includes caffeine or nicotine, it puts you into your subconscious side of your mind, okay? And then if you have a downer, like alcohol or kava or heroin, for example, that cause that relaxation effect, that puts you into your shadow or your unconscious. However, if you mix the two simultaneously, it will put you into your superego, where you will have the least judgment entirely. And it will become a serious, serious problem. So do not mix uppers and downers for your mind-altering substances. No, Ucha is not inaccurate. Ucha is 100% accurate, Lynn Burton. It's just people feed it bad information, which means it's incumbent on us to make the questions easier to understand for people, which we'll likely be doing when we release Ucha for children very soon. And I'm very curious to see how many adults will actually be really successful taking the children's version of the test, because of how super simple it is, actually. So yeah. Anyway, I've hammered this stream. I've hammered this stream pretty well, I think. So let's do another, shall we? Wow, that's good. Love it.